itself is shows that India is not just a market for meeting the demand and to do business, but from the land of India made for the world. And that is testimony to the fact.
Could you highlight some of the strategies and approaches that need to be navigated by EU companies, the complexities there?
First of all, any companies, not just the EU companies, especially the foreign companies, when they want to enter to India market, I would say there are two primary regulators that needs to be, keep in mind while complying with all rules and regulation, apart from other laws. One is DPIT, Department for Promotion of Industrial and Internal Trade, which supervises and regulates all the investments in the country. And another is a Reserve Bank of India, which is by and large into the foreign exchange managements and which related to the money side of a foreign investment in India. And when it comes to the foreign direct investments in the capital market, the SEBI regulator comes into picture. Now, apart from these regulators, the routine legal compliances that is applicable, just like a typical operating company in any other companies, based on your structures, based on your industry that you operate in. So, example, if it is a company that is not going to be established in India, then the Companies Act. Then industry, in example, perhaps the automobile industry, like the Environment Protection, then Central Vehicle, Motor Vehicle Act, and so on. And the last but not least, any operations, the crucial aspect is a fiscal, which is taxations, direct tax, indirect tax, custom duties, and the capital gain tax, and the various other taxes that is applicable perhaps to the operation.
And what about the complexities, though? Can you highlight some of the strategic approaches to navigate the complexities? You've mentioned the kind of the key people to approach and the government departments that need to be considered. But what are the complexities that need to be considered by EU companies?
Strategic approach for such a complex, I would say, legal and the fiscal environment, it is imperative for any foreign enterprise before entering Indian market, a thorough market research, analysis, due diligence, not just from a business perspective, but from a legal and the tax perspective. And we also believe and encourage the taxation policy or the fiscal policy of a company which is going to be based in India. It should be sound in compliance with the local laws, not just based on the, be it EU or other countries, but it has to be internationally as well as the locally accepted principle. That's important. And also from a side of a perspective of considering the partnership, joint venture, or a collaboration with the local partners in India, which perhaps can help to build an ecosystem, and which eventually at the end of the day, not just meeting the local demands, but they can also look for export from the India.
And let me ask you more specifically about the automobile sector. India is promoting foreign investment in the automobile sector. Can you elaborate on the incentives available to foreign automobile companies looking to set up manufacturing or other operations in India? And how do these incentives compare with the offering from other emerging markets?
First, I will answer it in two parts. First, I will say so that it is not a choice that to be a comparative. It is a choice and the need of ours to be a leader. So I do not say that in order to which other countries or the region is offering, so we should be better off. We should be better off what we were yesterday as a country or as a ecosystem. Coming back to the opportunity, and that has given us a result that what are benefits which been given recently. So India is the fourth largest manufacturer of the commercial vehicle in India by output as we speak today. And that means the opportunity is there. And the opportunity is cementing by giving us the facts that India has secured the third position in the world for securing the foreign direct investment. That itself is a testimony to so that there's something at the grassroots level, the policy and the development is happening. In terms of the key challenges, which I will say the benefits that is offering, recently the government of India has being announced for automobile industry, and that is paradigm shift is bringing in the automobile industry per se for India market. One is a production link incentive scheme, which is for fostering the manufacturing capabilities in the country and focusing on mainly into carbon emissions free vehicles, electric battery vehicles, and hydrogen fuel cell, and so on. which is given as approximately up to 18% of the annualized incremental sales, and total value of the $3 billion has been set aside as a subsidy for such companies. And second one is a FAME phase 2, which is basically for fostering more of a moving towards the goals towards a net zero and the carbon neutral electronic vehicle and the related infrastructure. Now, though we don't say per se that this region and this how we have to compare it, but if I have to say so, that the 4 key advantages that the India offers over other competitive market, one will be of low labor cost. Second is a highly trained labor, which is constantly upskilling steadily. Third is an industrialized nation. Those were the days where India were known by agriculture and the need only just a labor intensive country. But now the India is being leader in all walks of industries, be it a technology, pharma or automobile and so on. So in real sense, it is an industrialized nation moving towards the developed nations, right? And the infrastructure, which is plays a key role for any entrepreneur industries to operate. India is one of the fastest country in the world to build a road and bridges and the infrastructure. And the fourth, which for any entrepreneur, the most important of any business and enterprise is to securing the investment where you are investing in. So India, since our independence, we are being known as one of the safest region on the earth for protecting the trade, investments, and also fostering the human values.
I mean, as a complete package, you clearly think that India is the place that automobile companies should be investing. But they are, of course, looking around the world at those other markets, those other emerging markets, where it be Brazil or any number of other ones. So you want India to be the leader. You must therefore take into consideration what those other competitor countries around the world are doing. Don't you need to take those things into consideration to make sure that India is ahead of the game?
I do agree with you. What I meant is not to be a complete blind when it compares to what other emerging markets are developing. In terms of what I highlighted is, and India is also firm advocating believe is, what others are offering, we are not, but what we can offer as a country, as a 1.4 billion of the consumer market and the ecosystem that can make you, overall entrepreneur journey is rewarding. So that is what, and that's the result. What I'm seeing is a testament from the fact that the Volkswagen company or the European company who's exported the more car than what they have sold it to the India, that itself shows the Indian capabilities for the make in India, made for the global, not just for domestic market.